Hello and welcome to my channel. You Are the One, where we talk all things law of assumption to help with your manifesting journey. And today we are talking about your specific person in terms of your love relationship. And I wanted to offer another perspective on how to view this person who is in your life or not in your life, or somebody that you'd like to manifest into your life. So stick around. My name is Hedley Derenzie. I am a qualified life coach and author specializing in the law of assumption as originally taught by the great American mystic Neville Goddard. It is the stories that we tell that create our reality. So if you want to change any part of your reality, you have to start by changing the story first. And if you want to create the most amazing reality, then it helps to know how to tell and persist with the most amazing stories. And that's where these teachings can really help. That is why I am here. I want to help you to tell the most amazing stories you can possibly conjure up for yourself. If you would like support with this, I do offer one-to-one law of assumption coaching. You'll find those details in the box below this video. I also have a free 21 days set yourself up with the ultimate self-concept course, and I'm on Instagram. You'll find those details in the box below this video or at my website, youaretheone.com.au. Okay, let's get into it. So today we are talking about specific people, your specific person, and I wanted to offer a fresh perspective as to how to view this person, because we get so caught up with this term specific person. In fact, we get so caught up with the actual person that we forget what is actually going on. So before we get into that, let's just go over the basics. And also, if you are new to my channel, welcome. Thank you so much for being here. And if you are new to these teachings, welcome. Thank goodness you are here, because these teachings will absolutely transform your life. And you've probably already experienced that. Or if you're just coming into it, well, watch out. It won't be long, because these things can happen fast. Movement with these teachings, I find, has just sped things up. So things move fast, but let's go back to the beginning. Consciousness is the one and only reality. Your reality that you experience with your five senses is the reflection of what you're doing in consciousness. Now, what you're doing in consciousness, a lot of the time you're not conscious of, meaning you're not aware. So a lot of those assumptions and stories that are producing your reality are actually in your subconscious. They've been there for a really long time, and they have been embedded there from events that occur to you during the period of 0 to 7, 8-ish, generally. That's generally when the setup is. And they have just remained there because we didn't realize that we were the cause and creators of our reality, and we just thought reality was happening to us, and this is the way things are. And also we assume that we can't change the past. In fact, we just have to figure out how to manage it or negotiate all the things that we've been dealt with in life. That's not actually the case. That's the setup from which we can awaken from. If we didn't have a setup, if we didn't have the challenges that we were faced with, if we didn't have something to awaken from, we can't know that we are the loving cause and creators of our reality. So it's all an experience. It's all an adventure. So that's the foundation. Consciousness is producing reality. Reality is reflecting back consciousness. Reality is a reflection. It's a reflection of the stories you're telling about yourself. It's a reflection of the stories you're telling about others. It's a reflection of the stories that you're telling about the world around you and the themes of your life. So there's a story you're telling about relationships. There's a story you're telling about money. There's a story you're telling about work. There's a story you're telling about friends. There's a story you're telling about home. We are constantly telling stories about pretty much everything, and then we will start to see those stories reflecting back in our lived experience. And that's where we get to sit back and watch the movie. However, if we're not aware that that's what's happening, then it can feel like the movie is happening to us, and we are being dragged along for this often painful, uncomfortable ride. So we want to get off that train, and we want to get back onto using our awareness for us as opposed to against us. So we want to be creating more favorable experiences using the power of our awareness, and especially we want to be doing this in love relationships. I know in this community, in the law of assumption community, that a lot of us are here because of a specific person. Certainly when I came back into these teachings a couple of years ago, can't even remember now when it was, but it was because of a relationship, not even a relationship, a situationship that I was in that I recognized as very familiar. I recognized the pattern. It was a story that I had experienced so many times and I'd done so much work on, and I'd done so much therapy in terms of understanding where the pattern came from. I could 100% understand where the pattern came from, but I was tired of living that pattern. And so these teachings really offered a way out of that, where I realized that in fact I could change the story and I could actually change the path from the perspective of the memories that I was holding in consciousness about some of the things that occurred. And by changing the memories, you change your state of consciousness, and that has to produce a new experience in reality. We are in an awakening process of remembering that we are the cause and creators of our reality, including our relationships. And there is nothing and no one outside of you that can give you anything that you can't first give yourself, because reality is reflecting back you, including your specific person. So the other perspective that I wanted to give you on your specific person is even that term itself, specific person, it's flawed. And it's flawed because it creates a sense of separation and importance to this one special specific person. This person is the specific person. This is the person that I'm working with specifically in the area of love and relationships. My specific person starts to become this kind of avatar, and they start to represent love and happiness and all the things that I'm not feeling in myself, and I'm looking to this specific person to be the source of. Now, one of the things I've said many times, your specific person is not a source of anything. They are a reflection of everything. Now, some of you might be listening to this going, oh, that's not me. I don't look at my specific person that way. That's great. But if you are caught in the trap of believing your specific person to be this special figure that's going to give you something and that you want something from, then it might help to start referring to them as your specific reflection. This person is your specific reflection in relationships, in love, and they are reflecting back the stories that you are telling yourself about yourself in love. They are reflecting back the stories that you're telling about them. They are reflecting back the stories that you're holding about relationships. They're reflecting back the stories that you're holding about intimacy. They are reflecting back the stories that you're telling about yourself in all areas of love and relationship. Your specific person is not a source of anything. They are reflecting back everything. There is a tendency to idolize them and to pedestalize them, and even that term specific person sets up that separateness and that specialness. Now, everyone in your reality is a character in your movie reflecting something about you back. Every character. They're all specific people. They're all specific characters because they're all reflecting something specific back within you. Your consciousness, your everything, your infinite. And therefore, these characters are going to reflect back your infiniteness, infinity, So every character is specific in that sense. But when it comes to love, we really do tend to pedestalize these specific people. And it actually sets us up because we then are looking to this thing outside of us, this person outside of us, and we're looking for a result. That's not how this works. So when I changed my thinking around specific person to specific reflection, that took all the pressure off this person. Suddenly, it put all the focus back on me because I realized I was the cause and creator of how this person was showing up in my life. So if I wanted to change what's coming at me, I've got to change the assumptions and the stories that I'm holding about myself, that I'm holding about relationships, that I'm holding about love, that I'm holding about intimacy. So I had to go in and look at all of those things. And then I had to revise some of those really unfavorable memories of when I liked somebody and they didn't like me back. You know, it's back when I was 6, and that state of consciousness is still active in me. All of this, when you start to realize this person's your reflection, that then opens up this space within you to start really looking at what is going on within you that is causing the outcomes that you're getting in relationships and with this particular person. So I would suggest give it a go. Rather than referring to this person as your specific person, start referring to them as your specific reflection. And they are your specific reflection in the area of relationships or in the area of love. And when you look at them as your specific reflection, then ask yourself, what are they reflecting back about you? What is their behavior reflecting back about what's going on within you? If they're not in contact within you, where are you not in contact with yourself? If they're being mean, where are you being mean to yourself? And then what you do is you change the story. I'm in constant contact and communication with myself. I'm kind and loving to myself. I show up for myself. I want to be with myself. I spend time with myself. I'm in love with myself. I'm amazing. I like myself. That's the big one. We talk about loving ourselves, but actually liking yourself is really important too. And when you like yourself, when you like who you are, and you really embody that sense of liking who you are, then you are going to have this person like you back, because they are not your specific person. They are a specific reflection of the way you feel about yourself in relationships. You'll have other characters that will show up about money. You'll have other characters that show up about all areas of your life, and they are specific to that particular area. And in relationships, this person's just reflecting back how you feel about yourself in love and intimacy and commitment. Like, what are they reflecting back about how you feel about yourself in commitment? You will get the answers to what's going on in your subconscious from whatever that person is doing or not doing. That's your reflection. And if it's not favorable, you're not going out to them to get them to do anything. You're not like sending them. Well, if you are, then maybe try not and see what happens. Go in, go in, go in. That is where you will find the answer, because if you're standing in the mirror and you're looking for your reflection to give something to you, and you're just standing at the mirror just waiting for that reflection to do something, you're going to be waiting a while until you move. I know. Please remember, you are the amazing creators of your reality. You are the superstar of your show. You are the producer, the writer, the director, and the actor in your movie. Whatever you assume to be true will be so. So assume the best for you, assume the best for everyone in your movie too, and you will have an amazing life. And this is my wish, my vision, and my prayer for you, and for me too. Thank you so much for listening. If you enjoyed this video, please like, comment, and share. If you would like to subscribe to my channel, I would love to have you, and I'll look forward to seeing you next time. Bye.